we are actually going to dive into one of his famous pieces. So when you hear it, when you hear me say it, I know it's going to ring a bell, and I know you're going to be like, oh, that's who she's talking about. But anyway, I'm so excited to get back into this. So grab a seat before they're all taken. Let's get back to this book. Years of the evolution of my gym art. From that first day back in 1976 to today, I never did just the ordinary with gemstones. It was because of my naivety to the actual art itself that I would be carving and dreaming up ideas that were unique and novel back then for gym cutting. Because I was flying solo for the first 10 years, I didn't have a soul to stand over me and instruct me what to do and what not to do. I was in a complete bubble, ignorant to the larger world of gyms that had existed for centuries, if not a few millennia. Not because the information was not out there, but because it did not cross my mind to even go look to research the topic. I was just dreaming and experimenting. The good news is I could dream up anything in my mind's eye and then go about trying to figure how to do it. The bad news was I paid for my education with all the mistakes I made along the way in the beginning years, with countless hours invested and losses due to the destruction of a very valuable material that is my medium I create with. I have a graveyard of crackstones to remind me not to repeat that mistake again, if possible. Those early years were not the most technically precise and lacked in quality, but the creativity and concepts of how to play with light and refraction in gemstones grabbed hold of my dreams and spun them in so many wonderful ways of expression. From the first classic obelisk style, frosted clear quartz crystal circa 1976 with a diamond set in the center, to the Wings of Isis series of carved wings circa 1980, I felt I had found an endless well of ideas and concepts to explore the expression of my artistic mind and art. From the very beginning, I was alchemically exploring and comprehending this newfound knowledge of the science of mineralogy and coupling it with the contextual emotional feeling of artistic expression. It was a melding of thoughts and feelings into one expressive form of beauty. I felt I was pursuing an ancient ritual in the craft of alchemy, instilling my spiritual heritage with each piece I created. It is nature-based, much in the way my medium, using rare, natural, transparent gem material, is transformed into something greater than nature created herself. She took it to her level of perfection by aligning elements to form molecules that then organize themselves in a 3D repeating pattern of geometry that creates something so transparent, durable, and clear. Then I come along, also a product of nature, to innovate and take the knowledge of refraction to paint a prism of brilliant light and color. We think that to co-create is with another or a team of individuals, but another way we can co-create is with nature herself. As a gem artist, I feel and know I'm co-creating all the time. I'm considering the hardness, its angle of refraction, its durability with regards to how thick or thin I can carve it, constantly dancing with these natural properties as I wrap a dream into the creation. The series of pictures all bear witness to my efforts in the first 9 years of exploration and self-apprenticeship. The major break in my apprenticeship came when I started traveling yearly to Idar Oberstein and working alongside Bernard Becker, and then later with Ulay Pauly. With Bernard, my first piece was a carved red, green, and brown jasper that I carved as a grape leaf. Then onto a complex orchid two-piece flower in frosted quartz that I then had Bernard carve a hummingbird suckling from. From this point on, I was charging out the gate. I now had the tools and the means to carve any wild dream I could visualize. Due to lack of funds on my end, chalcedony became my medium to venture and create with due to the very reasonable costs and sheer diversity. Thus, the Fantasia series was born. I was inspired by the folds in the fabric that one would see in a Renaissance painting to the blurred images of Monet's Impressionism.